Hey guys, I thought it might be helpful if I was to make a video about how I do my meal planning. It doesn't take me very long anymore, but when I first started, it kind of took some time. So maybe using some of these ideas will help cut down on your meal planning time, which would be awesome. So I'm going to minimize my screen a little bit. That didn't do it. There we go. Okay. So first thing I do is because we're using these container systems, I go onto Pinterest and I type in 21 Day Fix approved and I hit search. So I kind of scroll through and figure out if there's some interesting menu items that I could fit into dinners or lunches or anything like that that are approved and they already have the containers built out for them. So let's go to this pizza sauce recipe. Grilled pita pizza. That sounds really good. So I'll go and I'll look at the website and I'll see if it pulls up anything. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, I guess that's a dead link, but it's still a good idea, so I'm going to pin it. And I have a board that I call Healthies that I pin all these things to so I can reference them later when I'm trying to get ideas. So once I've gone through and I've searched around and I've found some things on Pinterest that are interesting to me, I'll reference my Pinterest board, but I'm not going to do that right now. And I go into Excel. And this is the Excel spreadsheet that I have created. You can see it's color-coded, and that really helps me out. So in the mornings, I have a lot of containers that I'm supposed to eat every day because I'm a big girl. I'm 6 feet tall almost, and I weigh a lot. So even when trying to lose weight, I could still eat a lot of calories. So one way that helps me eat some things that would be hard to get in otherwise is this right here. I make a smoothie in the morning. I drink my Shakeology in the morning by itself, but I also have a smoothie that I usually put 2 servings of frozen kale. Kale keeps really good in the freezer, by the way, so you can buy a big bag of it, put it in the freezer, and it'll keep for a long time. So I have 2 green servings worth of kale and then 2 purple servings worth of frozen fruit. So that, and a lot of times I'll put in coconut oil also because I have trouble sometimes getting all my teaspoons in. So I'll blend that up in the blender and I'll just have a smoothie. To me, it tastes great, but I'm used to having greens in my smoothies. You may not be. But that's one way to get in some greens and purples that you might have trouble getting in otherwise, especially if you don't really love eating vegetables. So that's what I do in the mornings, and then I have my snack. You'll notice my snack is the same pretty much every day of the week. That's just to keep it simple. I like variety in my meals, but I also don't like to think too hard. So if you're the type of person that you normally would eat kind of the same thing every day, like if you're always eating cereal for breakfast, or if you're always eating an apple at a certain point a day or whatever, the point is to keep things so simple that it's too easy for you to do it and you don't get off track. So for me, it's super simple to have the same snack every day. So you'll notice my morning snack is the same, my afternoon snack is the same, and that is because I like those things. Like I like what I'm eating, and it's easy to make, and it's easy to have. So there's that. The only thing that really varies for me is my lunch and my dinner, and I'll go through with Eric and we'll talk about what we want to eat. So a lot of times it'll just be an easy, like we'll grill some chicken, we'll pick a vegetable that we like, and we'll do a yellow that's easy like rice or couscous or quinoa or something like that. But sometimes we like to spice things up, and we like to have foods that remind us of cheating that aren't cheating, like that are approved. So you'll notice over here on Saturday and Sunday, that's these days, we have Mexican pizza. I love Mexican food and I love Taco Bell. Like Taco Bell is my fast food cheat of choice. So instead of going to Taco Bell and getting a Mexican pizza or getting something that is completely nutritionally, deficient, I make my own version of Mexican pizza. So we'll take corn tortillas and we'll bake them in the oven to get them a little crispy, or you can pan fry them in oil if you need some teaspoons. We put pico de gallo on there. For 21 Day Fix, that counts as a green. We put slices of avocado on there, but you could put cheese if you need something for your blue. We put lettuce on there. We cook up some of the whatever approved, the super lean beef. We've done it with ground turkey before. I've never done it with ground chicken, but you could also probably fry up little chicken strips like fajitas and do it. And we'll put the fat-free refried beans on there, and it'll be 2 yellows, 1 blue, 1 red, and 1 or 2 greens, depending on how we dish it up. And that really is a lot of food, number one. It's a lot of food. And it just makes me feel like I've gone to Taco Bell without feeling guilty and without getting off track. So the purpose of the meal planning is to take things that you already like eating in your day-to-day life and say, how can I modify this so that it's 21-day fix or hammer and chisel or whatever, these containers, so that it's approved for my meal plan. And also so that it's just easy for me, because a lot of us lead really busy lives. Like I was doing 21-day fix when I was a full-time student working 3 jobs. I didn't have a lot of time, and it made my life so much easier that I knew exactly what food I was going to eat every day. So I put it into this Excel spreadsheet, and I have all of my containers listed down here. You can see how they sort of equate, and then also right here I say how many of these I'm supposed to eat per day. Then I print it out. So I'm going to make myself big again. I print it out, and then I post it on the refrigerator. So it looks like this when I'm done. When I print everything out, I put it on the refrigerator. And then what I do is on that day, I go and I look at the food that I'm supposed to eat. And I don't be so rigid on yourself. You don't have to eat it in the exact order that it comes on the day. Oh, also, do you see eggs, bacon, and waffles there? Yeah, I love my Saturday and Sunday breakfasts. So sometimes I'll switch it up during the day as to what I eat when, depending on what's convenient for me. But it's a really great way to see, am I getting all of my containers in? And if not, where am I deficient? So I'll show you last week's. This is last week's. I have a little Sharpie marker near the refrigerator, and I go and I just mark off that day what I've eaten. And I don't know what's wrong with me recently, but I've been forgetting to eat. This is a problem. It's a struggle. So this helps me keep on track. And I don't always get in all my containers, and I know that that's bad, but it's a lot of containers, and I do my best. So this is a really great tool because I can look back at it and say, oh, you really had a hard time getting in all of your purples last week. You really need to step that up this coming week. It's just a really great method that has worked for me. It's simplified things. It's made everything a lot easier. This is my husband's. He does his Excel spreadsheet a little bit different, but he still color codes his and posts it on the refrigerator. He eats less than I do. He doesn't get as many containers as I do, so ours is different. We can't just print out the same one for each of us. So another thing I would suggest is, this is the Hammer and Chisel book, but if you go through your nutrition guide to the page that has, like, for example, proteins. Well, let's go to vegetables. Vegetables seem to be an issue for more people. So if you go to the page that says vegetables, right, you've got all these veggies here. There's a lot of vegetables on here I don't eat. So you can actually go through and just take a pen and mark through stuff. If you hate it and you will never eat that vegetable, just mark through it, because then it's really easy to just look through and say, oh, I can eat all of this stuff, and here's my servings, and you don't have to stress out about it. Also, they have these recipes in the back, which is great. There it is. But that's just a guideline. You don't have to eat everything that they put in here. They give you some sample menus, like if you're a vegetarian or if you're paleo or if you're gluten-free or whatever. You don't have to stick to this. Like, you can look in here and determine like what foods on those lists you like and make your own meals based off of that. The recipes and the food guide is just in here as a suggestion. You don't have to follow that 100%. So I hope that this helps you. I'm telling you what, though, if you don't meal plan, you're setting yourself up to fail. You don't have to do it on an Excel spreadsheet. Maybe that doesn't speak to you. Maybe you can get a whiteboard that's a calendar and write your meals on there that way. Like, there's all kinds of ways to do it. But if you don't plan to fail. I'm telling you what, I've done it a couple of weeks during my journey here, and it's just been a really, really miserable failure. So I hope this helps you, and I look forward to hearing some suggestions that maybe I haven't thought of so that I can improve my own meal planning. Bye.